Hi, this is Charlie Mato-Toyela with another video on how to play the Native American flute. This video, as I said, like our last video, but unlike many others, is about how to play the flute, not so much how to make the flutes. And we're actually right beside a really beautiful fountain, which we might pan over and look at on the way out. But I wanted to get kind of a comfortable setting somewhere that we like, not too far from where we shot the last video at. You can see a little privacy fence in the background. That's actually where my kids' acting class is downtown, and here is not really too far from there. You may hear a couple of cars and whatnot in the background, and I'm sure you hear the trickling of the water fountain that you're right beside that, like I said, we're going to pan out and end up on. But I wanted to, continue on with our little video on how to play the flute. This lesson is going to be on playing it with blues. As we talked about yesterday, you've learned how to play the blues scale, which I'll go over with you real quick. If you hear that little bit of reverb, it's coming out of our machine we have set over here. We have just recently made public a video about that, so if you want to see how the machine works, you can check back one video and see where we're at there. But the reason I'm using this guy today is because I've got my little MP3 player USB plugged into it so that you can listen to the video, or rather audio track, through the video while I'm playing, and you'll be able to download this audio track. And something I decided to do and updated since the last time we talked, that last video that we made yesterday on how to play the blues scale, I went ahead and made the song here to be in both the key of A as well as the key of G. The song is called A Touch of Blues. I didn't make the song, but I did manipulate it some, change some of the sound effects in it and what have you, so that it would be something that we would be able to use conveniently enough for this video, and so that it would be good on the beginning level of learning how to play the Native American flute with the blues, which, like I say, for those of you laymen, like myself even though, like I said, I've gone to school for music and what have you, I still consider myself learning and in the beginning stages of the process, as any of us, I believe, are. But the Native American flute is in a minor pentatonic scale. At least most of them that I've ever experienced have been. All of them that I make are. And minor pentatonic is only one note away from being a blues scale, so the two things kind of go hand in hand pretty well. And like I say, this whole video experience, I think, will teach you how to play the flute with other instruments and with other things a little bit better, and give you an idea. I'm going to be starting the music and stopping the music periodically to give you some different feelings and ideas to think about, to incorporate in them when you're playing it with the MP3 that I have for you to download. You can find that link on our website under the flute making and playing part of the website, if you just look at the links up at the top. You'll be able to find a link to my Reverb Nation page where I have this MP3 track in the key of A and in the key of G for you to download for free. And like I say, this song is just a simple one, something that's not really super fantastic, but sounds really good with the flute. So, no further ado, plenty of talking, right guys? What I'm going to do is start the song from the beginning. Like I said, I'm going to play through part of the ways, and then I'm going to pause it and give you some ideas, something to think about, something that you may want to try yourself, some embellishments that you might use, and then I'll continue playing it a little bit, and we might go all the way to the end. The song's about 4 minutes long, 4.5 minutes long, so I don't want to make you have to listen to me play this whole thing all the way through like this. I may upload a track on my Reverb Nation page for you to download if you want to listen to me playing it all the way through, so that you get an idea. I'll do that in the studio where there's no cars and everything else and distractions and me talking like I talk too much anyway. But I'm going to go ahead and get it started now. A couple of clicks in the beginning to the intro. I'll come in when I feel like it, and y'all listen and kind of, if you're playing along, feel free to play along. Don't feel afraid to do your own thing and not do exactly what I'm doing. Now, you'll notice a lot of the first thing I was doing was focusing on the bottom note. And the reason I'm focusing on the bottom note is because this song, after I worked on it in the studio, is in the key of A. This flute is in the key of A. The bottom note is A, the top note is A. I could be doing it on the top note as well, but as you guys have told me, you like to hear the bottom notes a lot better than you do the top notes. So what I'm doing is I'm focusing on the bottom note, but not too much, because that gets really boring after a while. One thing you might notice I did, I've actually got a flute playing video specifically on doing this, but I want to show you just really quick, like I'm blowing the bottom note, letting my fingers off this one, these three, and then covering this one back up really quick. So it's like, and just kind of uncovering them in succession, but really quick like. You can practice this at home, just going. A lot of the things that flute players do that is fast is not really as exciting as the stuff that you do that's slow. But there's so much of it that we take for granted, and it's second nature to this point that we just blow right on through it. And a lot of the beginners think, well, how in the world did they do that? So I wanted to show you that part. And then there's another thing that I'm doing too. I'm not even telling you about how I lead up to an embellishment, but another thing I'm doing is I'm taking some of the notes that sound like they're maybe out of tune with the song, which there are two notes in the minor pentatonic scale that are going to be periodically out of tune when playing with minor pentatonic or blues. I'll give you a hint, it's not A, G, or D, but anyway, the other notes that are kind of out of tune sometimes, if you find that you're playing with the song and you land on one of those notes by accident, something I learned from a really good music professor that I learned a lot from, actually a neat guy that kind of pushed me on my direction of wanting to learn more about the flutes my granddad taught me about. His name was Curtis Treadway. He was my music teacher in school. He went on to teach at Texas A&M, where I think is where he's still teaching these days. Really amazing guy. Kind of reminds you of Paul Schaefer. He plays like that. He can play anything. Really neat dude. But he said if you make a mistake, go back and do it again. That way people don't think it was a mistake. And I like to even take that a step further, is I like to take my mistake and build something on it. And you can do that too. So if you find that you're landing on the E, and you know, E and D clash with each other like crazy, or E and G clash with each other like crazy, if you're landing on one of those notes that's clashing, use it and make it sound like you did it on purpose. And I'm going to start the music back and see if we can't pick out some of those accidents that I go back through and make it sound like on purpose. A lot of you guys are at home are thinking right now, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to play like that. And this, trust me, this isn't anything. I mean, I can play a lot better than this. This is just practicing in the park with you guys while you're sitting at home watching my videos. There's nothing to it. It's really easy. And I know I say this over and over again, even about flute making. And once again, a lot of you have told me, you make it look so simple, but it can't be that easy. It is that easy. You just got to let go. Don't worry about all the cars distracting you or things that are going on in the past or whatever's on your mind. There's a lot of time in life that if you just sit here and do what you think you want to do, you can do it. So anyway, the notes that I was talking about that are the ones that are kind of out of chord with this particular song, In this case, one of them was actually the G, and I used it a lot. But the other one here too, this guy here is if you'll go back and re-embellish those sounds when you hear them and think that, you know, I should really do something with this, they will actually help you lead into your melody. It actually breaks up the continuity of playing all the notes that sound right with the scale all the time. So I did that a lot with this part right here. Feel free to rewind and listen to the video over again, but and don't forget that you can do something new, something unique. The note that I played here, A flat, isn't even in the scale. And it's not a diminished ninth, seventh, or third that I was telling you about on the previous video yesterday. The A flat here is something completely different by itself. I just thought, hey, that might sound good, let's try it. And sure enough, it does. And the thing about jazz and the blues, you can go in and add whatever you want to. As a matter of fact, there are blues musicians, some of the most famous ones, that they made a big name for themselves and going back over the same notes over again that don't sound good in the song. So you can do that. But like I say, the whole point of this video is to give you something that you can work with at home that's not me, that's you. And I want you to feel like you can do it. You don't have to have this machine that we're offering for sale on our website right now to do it with. You can plug a USB into your computer, you can download the song onto your cell phone and take that thing to a park with you. I've got friends that do that. I mean, it's a way to go. So anyway, back to the song. I'm going to try to show you something else that might help out with learning how to play this, and you tell me what you think about it in the comments, please. So we're about a minute away from the song being over, and I wanted to show you something of what I was doing there. One of those barking techniques that many of you beginning flute players may not have mastered yet or figured out how we do it. I use it on that middle finger a lot. Coincidentally, I call it my jumping bird technique. So the kids in school always thought that was funny. But anyway, my jumping bird technique, I use it when I change notes. We had a whole nother video on that if y'all want to look back through the videos. We'll have to figure a way to organize these things better so you can find them quicker. That will help you kind of break up the mundane, you know, over and over again. Which brings me to the thing I wanted to tell you about. The change in the way I was playing the song was I started playing real square, real choppy, and I start my note and then I stop my note just like that. So might not be too fun sounding, but if you notice, it actually broke up what I was doing. It changed the way things were going. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm really the teacher here. I'm not. I'm just giving you guys some ideas. You know, somebody that's played the blues and jazz and classical music and stuff all of my life. Just wanted to give you some ideas of how to do things. and how to find ways to do these things without having to go to school and learn to be a musician. And you don't learn to be a musician. I think that's something Mr. Treadway taught us, was you don't learn how to be a musician in school. You learn how to be a musician being a musician. So you guys, like I say, play with this music, try it out, see what you think. Feel free to play along with what I'm doing. Copy exactly what I'm doing if you want. Change it up a little bit. Go your whole direction all by yourself. It's all good. It's all good. This song, like I say, is by an unknown artist. I did want to tell you how to find more music. You don't have to go on Flute websites to find it. I'm going to continue posting it here on YouTube and also on our Reverb Nation page and also on my website if you want to bookmark any of that stuff, because I want you all to have something to help you learn how to play. But I don't want to make you feel like this is the only place you can get it from. There is a type of music called MIDI, M-I-D-I. And MIDI is a format, just like MP3 is a format, or like CDA, WAV. My favorite one is, my son will have to remind me, but it's File Monkey, I think is what it's called. But anyway, it's a monkey version of music, and the Monkey program is a really good one. It's better than MP3 lossless DivX type of program, and you don't have to speak all this computer compression talk either. But if you remember MIDI, most of your computers and even your cell phones and tablets may have a way to play MIDI files. If they don't, one MIDI program that I recommend using is Anvil. Anvil is a free MIDI program. It's freeware, last time I checked anyway, and you can download these MIDI songs on it, and I believe it may help you change the keys. If it doesn't, you might need to find it in the key of whatever you're looking for, but I'm pretty sure there's a way on there. I've gone through it a little bit. It's not the one that I use, all the time. I use a professional program to do it, but and I'm saying Anvil ain't professional. I mean, my gosh, man, you can do anything with anything. You can just do this in your home and change the speed of the song to change the key if you wanted to. Do an old-fashioned analog version. But like I say, this is just meant to give you another resource to find what you're looking for. If there's a song you're looking for, say Garth Brooks, for example, or Jamiroquai. I always talk about Jamiroquai. Find the name of the song and then search it in Yahoo or Google and put MIDI, M-I-D-I, at the end of it. You will find a version of it, and you karaokers out there, karaoke people that know about this already, feel free to help out your buddies, but karaoke people usually search for a lot of MIDI files, as I've found. I'm not a karaoke person myself. I'm not against it. I like to sing, but anyway, you can look for the karaoke version of a song or the MIDI version. Most MIDI music is shared by everybody, so you can find it for free. And the good thing about MIDI is it's not really a song. It's assignable tracks. They don't take up a whole lot of space, and it's kind of written back in the old days of video game compression. They're really the ones that help push MIDI music a lot. But I use it because it's convenient for me to change the key of a MIDI song, or to change those, the steel guitar parts of the song that I didn't like, didn't sound good, sound too honky-tonk for me to want to teach you guys. I turned them all back into piano, just a click of a button. And I did it in Anvil too, by the way, to do that part, but then I put it back in my Pro Music tools I use to create it into the MP3 and change the key and all this mess. But like I say, Anvil will do a lot of stuff. A-N-V-I-L, for those of you that can't hear me say it correctly. You can look that up. I believe it's still shareware. You can probably find a shareware version of it. Don't download anything on the internet unless you feel comfortable doing so. Make sure you scan anything with any antivirus programs and any other disclaimer that you think need necessary. Pretend I just put them out. But I do want to finish this song because I want you to see the ending. The ending to most blues and jazz music always has some kind of neat twist, and there's always a weird chord change at the end, and it's always my favorite part of music. So I'm going to go ahead and play through and finish it up, and y'all feel it out. So, something neat you can do. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Any criticisms are fine. I will definitely put it towards my next video, and certainly give you some more audio tracks too to play with, because I think I can hear them pretty well, being that I've played flute for a while, 27 years anyway, and played with lots of neat musicians around the world. Some of them famous, some of them not famous, and some of them are the best ones. But anyway, you guys take care. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for checking us out, Blue Bear Arts and bluebearflutes.com. Our Facebook page is there too if you want to send us some comments, or put them below in this YouTube channel. So check us out again here soon, and we will be back with another flute playing and flute making video for you. Take care.